Hello everybody. Well, I've just woken from a pretty good sleep. I got 7 hours, which is amazing for me. Doesn't usually happen. However, as I was bored last night because I had no internet, went to bed about 9 o'clock. So now it's only 4 o'clock in the morning. So why on earth have I decided to have a natter with you now? Well, I want to talk to you about the carnivore way of life and pooping. You see, when you eat such a nutrient-dense diet, your body uses pretty much everything that you put into it. There's very little waste. I personally find that I only go about once a week. And 4 o'clock in the morning, this morning, is when my body has decided that it needs to get rid of its very little waste. I'm on a campsite where the closest toilet is about 100 yards away. It's dark and it's just started raining. Now I personally don't want to walk 100 yards in the dark and the rain to an unlit porta potty. I've had a word with my bowels and they've agreed that they can probably hold off for a couple of hours until it gets light. I really hope they're not lying to me. So, another day, another adventure. I did manage to drop the kids off at the pool earlier on. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. It's a bit dreary and dreek out today. But I'm going to be going for a walk anyway. I've got all my waterproofs, got all the gear, some of the idea, and I'm going to get going on my hour-long journey to my next stop. I'm very proud of myself. I've taken my first deviation from my route. It's not something that I'm used to doing. Normally, put something in the sat-nav and I just go there. It's just like tunnel vision, got to get there. So, earlier on in my little journey, I saw a sign for a harbour and I thought, right, I'm going to go to this harbour. And I saw another sign for the harbour and then another sign for the harbour, and then the signs for the harbour disappeared. So I didn't go to the harbour because I didn't really know where it was. So then I'm travelling along and I saw a sign for Neath Castle and I thought, right, that's it, I'm going to blooming Neath Castle. Of course it's shut because it is only 7:45 in the morning, but I'm going to get out, put my umbrella up and go and see what I can see, and if it's remotely interesting, as usual, I'll take you along. Well, I've been all the way around and unfortunately, guys, I think this is just about the best view you're going to get, because I can't get in, obviously. It's way too early. To be fair, it could do with a lick of paint. And that's that, really. It would hardly worth me getting all my stuff together and getting out the van. But I couldn't have known that when I parked up. So soz about that. If I go really fast along these railings, it'll look like it's a zoetrope. Looks a lot nicer on this side without all that white stuff on it. It's a bit dreek. I'm sure there used to be stained glass windows at one point. First Methodist Chapel in Neath opened in May 1813 and visited sometime by John Wesley. Good old Wes. Anyway, Poppy says, "You arsehole, why did you bring me here?" So I'm going. Well, this is fun. I'm on a 70-mile-an-hour road and I've managed 42. And the people behind me have not been very happy. And thank goodness I'm on a dual carriageway now and they can overtake me. But look at this weather. I really don't think that the video will do it justice. It's absolutely flipping dire. Well, I had no idea how to use the parking meter. I usually pay on my permit, but it says that you can't take cards for this location, which is a bit mental. So that chap there walked me through the whole process. What a very lovely man. So, this is where I've turned up. Some people may recognise this. It is Carnivore Castle. Oh, it smells lush around here. All the cafes have just opened. And what's more, it's free to get in. I don't have much battery left on this phone, so I don't know how much I can show you. I'm sure I must have done something to deserve this. Ah, the stunning view of industrial Wales. And as always, with these places, I want to go to the bits that they've cordoned off. This doesn't make any sense. If this is the inside, isn't the graduated sidewalls supposed to be on the outside, so that you can get in there? So it would be a slit here, and then the walls would gradually go out that way, so that you could fire your arrows in different directions. Seems like an oversight to me. Well, that's a stunning building. That looks quite a bit like Admiralty or something. I'm sure I'm wrong, but that's the vibe it's giving me. Customs, something like that. We are near a river.
be customs or admiralty. It'll probably be something completely different. I have noticed there doesn't seem to be a toilet here. There's bound to be one in town, and to be fair, if I can keep it in, there's one in my van. Oh, please don't tell me that was it. No. Is that it? But there's surely more of it over there. I thought this was going to be a massive castle to look round. It's certainly got massive castle walls. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment. Well, never mind. I found a lovely old church. And I like churches as much as I like castles. Good grief. What a stunning building. This is nice. These are pottery flowers. They're beautiful. That means you only have to come once after they've died. And nobody knows how many times you've been after that. But what I do like about this is it's a very old graveyard, and obviously the graves that were here are full. So they've put these little headstones out for people. And that's what I would call a stunning array. I've paid for 3 hours parking. There's a lot of nice little shops, but I'm not really on a nice little shops quest. I don't really want to buy things. I just want to look at things and go on adventures. I do realise that wandering around a churchyard isn't very adventurous, but I imagine I'll get my steps in today. I want to try and find a circular walk again. I'm in Wales, there should be blooming tons of circular walks. It's just a matter of discovering where they are. Oh, yeah, Google. Ha ha ha. Sometimes I forget about Google. kind of need a wee now, but I'm not bursting. Oh, thank goodness for that. The car park's over there. I wasn't quite sure I'd remember how to get back to it. Go in the van, have a wee, maybe do myself a little omelette and a cup of tea. Have a look inside. Don't know if we're allowed to film, but oh, it's way dark. Smells lovely and old and churchy. Is that where the dead posh people used to sit? St Peter's is first recorded in the chronicles of Battle Abbey when it was donated to Battle Abbey along with a monastic house known as Clondalydog in about 1110. Clondalydog was founded in the 6th century, and it is thought that St Peter's is the sole survivor of a number of churches associated with the monastery, which once stood within the walls of the old Roman town of Meridianum. St Peter's would have been a simple timber church in this period, and not the impressive stone building that we see today. But as a church, it has served Carnarvon for over 1,500 years. Wow. That's one heck of a pulpit. Where the choir sit. I used to be in a church choir. What, you can sing, I hear you say? Well, let's put it this way, they never gave me a solo to do. That's a sculpture of me praying that my van works all week. So I reckon up there is where the posh people used to sit. And this was probably like the Duke of Carnarvon sat in this one. Somebody terribly important got this one. And that's that for St Peter's Church.
I really am enjoying pootling along. Like I said before, there was some 50 mile an hour, some 70 mile an hour bits of dual carriageway that I was on, and I was barely hitting 40. Sometimes I got up to 50 downhill, but I don't care. It's nice pootling. They also forgot to tell Google that it's now a 20 mile an hour zone. So I'm going to plead confusion if I get caught speeding in a 20 mile an hour zone. Oh, and I didn't go to the docks for the reason being it's in the centre of town, and the queue of traffic to get into the centre of town was monumental, and I don't want any of that shit. Oh my word. Right, we're literally on a track now. This is no longer a road. Cuddling camping, that's exactly where I want to be. Oh shit, a road. It says in there. I can't turn around.
Thankfully, the house that I pulled up next to was actually the owner's house. So the nice lady came out and told me of a walk that I could do down to the estuary, and she said if the tide was in I could go for a swim. So that's exactly what I planned to do.
Can I do that? Yeah, of course I can. Mad, I am. As if I don't ground myself. Come on, you beauty. Right, I'm looking for an electrical hookup. It just looks like a field. Oh, hang on, I see it. It literally is just a field. Oh.
We have arrived at our second campground, and my god is it peaceful here. There were loads of kids running around and screaming on the yesterday. They were quite far away. There is a road along the side, as you might be able to hear, but it's a one track road and there can't be that many people going up and down there. Yes, this is peaceful. Apparently I'm the only person booked in, and they've only got 4 pitches. So I'm all by myself. I can run round in the nuddy if I want. I might not do that, and if I did, don't worry, I wouldn't film it. At last, I'm starting out on my first walk. I have no idea how far it is. The lady at the campsite gave me directions, and hopefully I'll be going for my first wild swim. Not much to be seen over the hedges, unfortunately. Wow. I know there isn't a view, but it's shady. This beautiful avenue of trees. It's lovely and cool. It's weird because this whole walk is practically, all of it has been a dirt track. Some of it is so bumpy that you wouldn't think that anybody lived down there. But so far I've come across 4 hidden houses. Ugh! And was that some horse shit? No, it was just some slippy mud. Nearly died. Don't worry, I'm fine. And this seems to be a well-driven mud path. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if I found some more. hidden houses. This is fabulous. I do like a walk in the woods. In fact, I think that's my favourite thing, walking in the woods. Okay, lady said I was going to come to a crossroads and I had to turn right. Now, this looks more like a T-junction, or, do you know, I think that is a crossroads. Good grief. Don't tell me somebody bloody lives up there. See that gate? Somebody lives down here. Well, I imagine a lot of people live down here. Well, now I do. Now I imagine that. So this is definitely a crossroads. Oh my, look at a little stream. Not deep enough for a wild swim though. Benton Castle. Am I supposed to be going up here? She didn't say anything about Benton Castle. But that's not a crossroads, is it? That's just somebody's drive. I'll have to ask her about Benton Castle. I know a good idea. I'll Google it. Google hasn't heard of Benton Castle. Maybe I'll take a little wander up there on the way back, see what it's all about. Oh, it's coming to light now. That down there is the estuary. The babbling brook has turned into quite the trickle, so you can't hear it babbling anymore. That's mainly because it is not babbling. But oh my goodness, I can see it opening up. Please don't let anybody else be there. Because technically you can drive down to it. Oh wow! Oh, there's people. People in canoes. Damn the people. Damn the people going to the river where I want to go to enjoy myself and enjoying themselves. And another hidden property. You must have to have a lot of money to live out here. Because pretty much half the year it's probably almost inaccessible. This looks like a very large abode. Oh wow, 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 wow. Not the property, although the property is wow. I wouldn't turn it down. Oh, it's a little bay with boots in it. You sure like this? I'm told to go somewhere. I've got no information about it apart from how to get to it. Better watch where I'm going. I don't want a repeat. So that's where I'm going, over there. But I'm not going to video it because there could be stones underneath all that seaweed. So I've got to watch where I'm going. Okay then, this is it. Ticking something off my bucket list. Right then, I'm going to try again. This looks more shingly. I hope I don't get stuck in the mud. That would just be terrible.
Stumbling home, we don't know where we're going. Should've turned back hours ago. Out of our minds.
This is
Guess we're
awesome!
sleeping outside. You're still a good time, even in the cold. Get out the road, I told you. A car's coming, I stop you. You know I always got you. You know I always got you. Push it to the side, even if it means I die. I wouldn't hesitate about it, wouldn't even think about it. I know I really love you. Push it to the side, even if it means that I die. Wouldn't hesitate about it, wouldn't even think about it. I know I really love you. Wheels in your hands, I guess we need a new plan. There's a motel a mile down the road. Finally can stand, backed and still looking for dry land. Jump on my back.
So, after my rather marvellous wild swim, I'm now going up to the castle, which the lady that I met earlier said it was absolutely fine to go up, and there's a circular walk which will bring me back down to exactly where I am now. I just have to get up this hill. Isn't it funny how, on camera, hills never look quite as big as they are? Let me just... Nope, it looks even flatter now. That's quite a hill. I'll be a little bit puffed out by the time I get up there. Getting dressed when you're damp or slightly wet. Is damp slightly wet? Anyway, it's not very easy because your clothes stick to you. And I thought I'd made a pretty good job of it until I'm walking up this hill and I can feel something weird going on in the chest department. And I had a little bit of a feel. One of the girls had dropped out the bottom of my bra. I've sorted it out now. It's fine. You can stop worrying. This seems to be quite a decent walk up to this here castle. My rucksack was a little bit heavy. Those towels got absolutely sodden on that beach. So I've done this. I'm hanging them over my shoulders and my rucksack. They should be dried out by the time I get home. Just in time for me to wash them, because they got very, very muddy. Lean on me when you're not strong. We all need someone to lean on. Britain's Got Talent are going to be after me. Oh, it's gone all concretey now. I thought I was never going to see the castle. I still might not see the castle. But this looks like something that's been put down to get to somebody's house. Now the castle is private. I'm not allowed in the castle. But I'm really hoping after this walk that I'll at least be able to see it from the outside. This looks promising. Okay. I've come across something. But that is most oh, hang about. I saw the house. But I did not see the castle. Wowee. I hope I end up going up a bit higher so I can get a better view of it. See a little bit more of it there. Double-edged sword this. I'm out in the sunshine and that might dry off my towels a bit, but it's a bit hot to be walking in. Not that I have any choice at the moment, unless in the next few minutes I can master levitation, which I don't think I can. Crikey, this looks dodgy. Oh, back in the shade. This is a map of where I've been. I have to go all the way across there to the right and then bear left and go back up to the red mark where at the sort of middle point of where I have been walking, and then go back to the beginning over by the left. I don't think I really wanted to walk that far. I think I'm about 3.5 miles into my walk, and I sort of just wanted to do 3.5 miles, but I'm committed now. I don't think there'd be much difference if I went back the other way. I think I'm going to sleep well tonight. My phone's just gone completely mental on me. I'm walking along, took it out of my pocket to have a look at the hiking app that I'm following so that I can get back to Poppy. And the screen was dark and there was nothing I could do to make it bright again. I thought, what the heck am I going to do? I've got to get back. Now, I sort of knew where I was going because I was almost to the end. Well, I am almost to the end. But I had a right old panic attack. So anyhow, it turns out, while holding it in my pocket, I turned the brightness down on the screen. I have no idea how I did it. However, because the brightness was turned right down on the screen, I found it incredibly difficult to find the settings button and then to find the screen mode and turn the brightness back up again. I did it though. I'm a genius. A rather panicky genius, but a genius all the same. So earlier on, I went a little bit the wrong way and then that lady found me and sent me the right way. Well, I've done a circular walk which brings me back in the opposite direction of the wrong way I went. Just a little bit further up from where that lady found me, there's this. I don't know if it's just a pond. Oh, shall I jump the ditch? Oh, what's the worst that can happen? There's certainly the water from the brook, the babbling brook, is running into this. I don't know how far down it goes. There's no way of walking down here. Oh, if only there was a way into it. You know, like a little diving board or a set of steps. Oh, it's not as easy to jump back as it was to jump over. Bear with. Bear with. Superwoman. But I think that it only goes down to about here. It's difficult to say. Personally, being quite short, I can't see over those brambles. But there seems to, oh, I don't know. Still a bit of water there. Not seeing water now. What can I see? I can see something. It might just be a broken tree over the other side. No, I think it's gone. Hang on. The hedge is a little lower down here. Is it still there? No, it's turned back into a babbling brook. Oh, that was pretty cool. I did like that. I wish I could have got a bit closer to it. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? just after saying I wonder what that great big pond was for, a really old chap, at least in his 80s, pulled up in a car and asked me if I was alright. I told him I was absolutely fine, told him the story of why I'm here, and I said to him, "Here, that big pond up there, what's that for?" And he knew, because he lives here. It's actually an irrigation pond, because they grow a lot of potatoes round here and they use that pond, so they dam it up and they use the pond for water to irrigate the potatoes. So there you are. Ah, well, I'm happy that I know. Well, it's back. I am. That was a little bit longer than I expected it to be. It was about 5.5 miles. There was a lot of uppy and downy. Of course, it felt more like there was more up than down. So, according to my app, I climbed to 350 feet at some point. It felt like I was climbing 350 feet every time I was going uphill. But what I have discovered is that I seem to be a lot better at it than I used to be. Even when I was fitter, I used to be incredibly exhausted walking up a hill. Mind you, I have given up the fags. I gave up the fags about 2.5 years ago. Still vaping, but all that stuff in the cigarettes was definitely wrecking my lungs. So giving that up, turning to vaping, has been a massive help. Now, I have said previously in other videos that when I'm at work I have to go up and down a flight of stairs, and for quite a few months now, instead of taking them one at a time, I always take them 2 at a time, and that has definitely strengthened my legs. I had a jolly good time, especially meeting that old chap in the car. He was a right treasure. He kept me talking for a good 10-15 minutes. I eventually had to say that I had to go because I was having trouble just standing still. Anyway, I promised myself I wouldn't sit down when I got back. However, as evidenced here, I did sit down, but I've got a lot to do. So all my towels got absolutely soaked because you lay them down on the shingle, but I didn't think about all the water that was underneath the shingle and the mud. So this is my towel. So that's got to go for a wash. Might have washed my knickers and socks as well. I have others, but if I'm doing that, I may as well do that. It's very basic facilities down there, but I believe there's a sink, so I hope that they've left some washing up liquid there, because I didn't bring any washing up liquid. So I'll wash them in washing up liquid. That grill pan was a right mess from earlier on, so I've got to take that down there and do that. There's no hot water. You have to boil a kettle to make the hot water. Hey ho, so be it. But there are showers down there, so I'm going to have me a lovely shower. And I think that's it. I'm having a bit of trouble. I tried to upload yesterday's video, but YouTube don't like uploading from your mobile data. So I'm going to have to go to a cafe or something and rob their internet to upload. This is a massive amount of recording I've done today. I don't know what it's going to decant down to. It'll probably be boring as shit. But that's the thing, it just takes ages. But if I don't have any internet to do anything else, then that's what I'm doing after I've done all my chores. Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but the electric hookup doesn't work. Not the hookup and not the lead. There's something wrong with the van. Hopefully it's the very last thing that's going to be wrong with this van, because pretty much everything that was supposed to work doesn't work, or didn't work. We've had to make everything work. I only had one disaster today, and that is the old brittle nail is broken. What I hate this camera. If I want to point at something that's far away, it focuses on my finger and makes that nice and bright. But if I want you to actually look at my finger, it focuses on me and makes the finger blurry. I might never get the hang of this filming malarkey. Anyway, I'm off to clean up. I forgot to mention, I never did find my toothbrush, and I've not really been anywhere where I fancied stopping to get another one. But what I do have in here is a pretty stiff brushled. What I do have here is a pretty stiff bristled brush, but it's a little bit too long. I did have a go earlier on. I've no idea what it's been dipped in. So what I'm going to do is, it wasn't quite good enough. So snip it down a bit. Teeth are a little bit crusty now. Oh my word. That is spot on. Haha. I told you I was a genius. Woo, come back.